Welcome to the show,
Hello.
episode 21. Hi, Flip. How you doing?
We're legal.
Oh my gosh,
legal,
isn't
baby.
that weird? Yeah, let's party.
Right.
Oh, why do I hear such an echo? Is that you?
Is it me?
Are your ear things that loud? Or
Probably.
am I that loud? Either way, I do hear you.
You are kind of loud.
Okay. Well, sorry about that. I'll just maybe be quieter throughout this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be
Well,
good.
we'll see if this continues. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's, I don't know. We'll see. Here we are on episode 21, and we have lots and lots to get to today. Let's start by, I want to know what does your hat say, and why are you what is this? What does that say?
What does my hat say?
Yeah.
It says May Estes.
Who's that? It looked like Mama Estes.
No, not Mama Estes.
Who's May
It's
Estes?
May Estes. She is an up-and-coming country music singer. She's been on the Grand Ole Opry. She's
Really?
been opening for a whole bunch of country stars. She's going to be touring with Brad Paisley later this year.
So this
She's
is a
real
new
good. You
hat.
need to
I was
go
going to say,
check
I've
her
never
out.
seen you
She's
wear
like-
this hat before.
You've seen me wear this 1,000 times.
I have
This is my
never seen you
favorite
wear this hat. I've never seen. Have you worn it during the podcast?
Yes, go back and look if you were paying attention.
No, you did not. You were wearing
Yes, I
last week.
have.
You were wearing the Dolly
Go back
hat.
and look. I was wearing Dolly last week, but I have worn May before during the podcast.
I don't think you have.
Yes, I have. Go
I don't
back
think
and
so.
look.
This is a brand new hat, new to the show.
It's not. I got it during CMA Fest last year
All right. Well,
in Nashville.
May,
Yeah.
she's trying to pull a fast one on you. I've never seen her wear it before.
Whatever. Whatever.
All right. Hey, welcome to the show. Man, I feel a little bit off today just because today when we're recording this, it's right before like this crazy weather is supposed to happen all across. Have you been watching this at all? Like this big severe thunderstorm, tornado
Yeah.
outbreak is supposed to happen basically from like Iowa down to Florida.
All the way.
Yeah, just down all the way, and it's all the way across. I've just been watching that, and it's like these meteorologists. I mean, they're like, hey, you gotta watch this thing.
Yeah.
They're taking it pretty seriously, and so I've been distracted by watching all that stuff. I always thought about being. I don't know if you know this about me. Like before, I wanted to be a meteorologist.
Did you really?
Yeah, I
don't
really
think
did.
know that.
I wanted to be a meteorologist. I was kind of like,
Really?
yeah. So I started out when I was going into broadcasting. I was like, oh, well, let me get the basics of broadcasting, then maybe I'll go into meteorology. And then I just had too much fun just doing the
Right.
radio stuff. And I was kind of like, I don't really need to go to more school
Yeah.
for me. I'm fine, you know. And so I never.
Yeah, because
did
you have to
pursue
have
that.
like a degree.
You have to go to,
and stuff
into
for
meteorology. Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you have to go
exactly.
to real
I gotta go to
school
real
for
school for
that.
that. Exactly. And so I was like, that's nonsense.
Yeah.
No way. But it does fascinate me so much, like weather stuff like that. It's just like how, how you can predict and see where all these things are going to go. How do you know before there's anything? It's beautiful, blue skies.
Right. It's like,
And sunshine, they're like, no, I'm telling you, it's and it's like you look on the radar and it's like there's nothing even coming here. It's like, no, it's just gonna pop out of nowhere.
Right.
It's gonna be here. It's like, how do you know that? And that's pretty cool. I just love that kind of stuff. So shout
That
out to all
happens
the meteorologists.
all the time in Florida. It's just like,
Yeah, it just comes out of nowhere.
growing up, that was like always the joke. It's like, if you don't like the weather in Florida, just wait about 5 minutes.
Yeah, you
and
know what's funny is
it's
that that's
raining,
the
it'll be
joke
sunny.
everywhere. See, I've lived a couple different places, and I
But
thought
it's
that it was.
true
I
in
thought
Florida.
it's true everywhere.
Because
it's true everywhere.
Like those little pop-up showers just come right off the Gulf and just
Well, that
take
is
out your
that is
afternoon.
true. They do.
Yeah.
But it happens in other places too. I mean, that's like the story in every town. They're like, oh, just you don't like the weather here in Fargo, just wait 5 minutes, it'll
Yeah.
change. And you're like, I heard that in Florida. That's weird. You go to Missouri, you're like, don't like the weather here? Just wait 5 minutes, it'll change. You're like, I heard that in Fargo and Florida. And then you go to California, like, don't like the weather? It never changes over here, actually. It's
Yeah.
the same. Yeah.
True.
So that's about the only place. It's about,
Yeah. Dad jokes are pretty interchangeable for whatever state you're in.
It is. So anyway, I learned that. If you ever get on a plane one day in your life, you'll know that you travel outside of this little bubble that you're in. You'll realize that joke is everywhere now. It's made its way everywhere.
Laura was making fun of me the other day because she's over in Italy right now and going on like this huge excursion. They've gone to the countryside and done the wine tastings and
Did they leave their kids again this time?
They left the kids again. But she sent me a picture. They were out at dinner the other night, and it was two old ladies at the table next to them, like drinking wine and just talking and stuff. And she's like, "This could be you, but this could be us, but you're chicken shit." Not necessarily. I mean,
that's kind of fair. That's kind of fair.
Maybe.
Although I don't blame you right now. I mean, gosh, I just been like every day there's a headline of like the plane caught on fire when it landed.
I was scared of them before they started doing that. Now they're like,
and I generally enjoy flying, and now I'm like, I'm gonna drive.
But she said that she may not be coming home from Italy. So I might. That may be the only way I cross the Atlantic Ocean is to go see her. So
that sounds kind of nice right now. So my brother went to Italy. I guess it was maybe 2 years ago now, and.
Yeah.
Same thing. They really liked it. It's a really cool spot. So.
The pictures I've seen look really, really nice.
Well, I mean, if that's all you care about are the pictures, then I mean, you can put yourself in Italy right now on the background here.
Do a little green screen.
Yeah,
get
exactly.
Out of my closet.
Yeah, you can put yourself in Italy right now. Let's talk about the good news. Let's talk about the good stuff that's going on. What's happening in the world today?
So speaking about across the pond, not in Italy, but in England, there is a young boy there who has turned a class project into a thriving business by washing tombstones. And his kindness is actually inspiring others. There's a boy named Ben from Derbyshire, England. He started Guardians of the Headstones after cleaning his grandmother's memorial, and he started offering his service to his neighbors. And so his mom posted about it online, just to some of her friends saying, hey, if you need this, Ben's doing this. Well, the response was overwhelming. Thousands of offers and requests and donations came pouring in. And so Ben has now pledged a portion of his profits to Stevie Stones, which is another charity there that funds memorials for grieving families that can't necessarily afford to pay for it on their own. But his generosity inspired even more donations, including some doing personal donations of hundreds of dollars a month. But not only making an impact there in his community, but just reminding people that no matter what age,
that's cool.
There's always a little bit of good in the world.
Golly, all these, I love it when there's these kids that are doing so much good, but then it also makes me feel a little bad because I'm like, oh gosh,
right?
This kid's 12 or whatever and has done so much more for the planet and the world than I have at 26 here.
26.
So anyway, yeah. What?
Yeah, something like that. That math ain't mathing too hard.
It's close. It's close enough. We round. Round up and down, just depending on where we need to be. All right. Hey, I know, and I've been itching for this. I can't even remember what it was, but you have a That's So Florida story here today that was like, it was kind of unreal, right? Did you bring it to which one? We talked about one on the show, and I just remember you saying, oh, this has to come onto the podcast. And now I can't even remember what it was, but I was like, yes, it does have to come onto the podcast. What is it?
I have the Turtle Man.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Okay. All right. That's exactly what it was. Tell us about Turtle Man.
There is this guy in Pennsylvania, which I've said it time and time again. Pennsylvania is the Florida of the North.
It is.
Okay.
It's
this
becoming
story
that for
is going to explain why. It's going to give you a good reason behind that. This Pennsylvania man triggered a TSA body scanner alert at Newark Liberty International the other day after hiding a live turtle in his pants. Okay, so security flagged this anomaly in his groin area. Led to a little bit of a pat down, and officers found a 5-inch red-eared slider wrapped in a towel. So it wasn't just like completely loose. He did
5
have it
inches
wrapped
is
in a
all
towel.
that it took for people to notice. That's interesting.
Right. So
Never
TSA
gotten
Port
flagged.
Authority.
I mean, for an anomaly.
You don't have anything to worry about there. TSA and Port Authority handled the situation. They had the wildlife officials involved. He missed his flight. He was removed from the airport, but they did confirm the turtle was unharmed. So
that's good. I'm not. If I got a turtle in my pants by my crotch, the harm. I'm not necessarily. The turtle's got a shell.
Right.
You know what doesn't have a shell down there?
Yeah.
I mean,
You're
lucky that thing wasn't a snapper. Holy shit. What a horrible idea. If there's any turbulence on that flight.
right.
I mean, you're talking some major. Okay. And then I've got another question. Is it illegal to bring a turtle on a plane?
See, I don't know. I don't know if they have
Because
to
you can bring like a cat. Put it in a carrier. Why would you have to smuggle it?
Can you bring the dogs and cats and stuff on board with you, like as your carry-on, or do they go underneath the plane with everything else?
No. I've had cats and carriers. I've flown next to cats and carriers, and one took a big dump, and it made the whole flight horrible. Anyways, I'm serious. That's true. Can you bring a turtle on a plane? Oh, this is the number. When I typed in, can you bring a
it's the autofill.
And it says turtle on a plane. It was immediately. So, and then number 2 after that is turtle across the border.
You must have the Pennsylvania Google.
Yeah. Okay. While you can transport a turtle on a plane, it's crucial to understand that turtles are generally not allowed in the cabin and usually are shipped as cargo, but you'll need to contact the airline and arrange for this too. Major airlines in the U.S. generally do not allow turtles in the cabin. You can't carry them as a carry-on pet. Oh, okay. But each airline has its own policies as far as live animal transport. I see. All right. I wonder why they don't. Why would they allow a cat? being carried on
that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Okay, here, look at this. There's a turtle forum, turtleforum.com. I flew across the USA with my Razorback musk turtle by my feet. This is from Turtle Forum USA. I'm sorry. Hold on. I just want to see. All the way down south. Let's see. I did some research and successfully transported my female Razorback musk turtle from Minnesota all the way down south in my backpack. The main thing, just make sure you don't take it out on a plane. Oh, okay. So they snuck it on the plane. So they didn't get caught with it. They didn't. Just had it in the back.
Because the bulge wasn't in their pants. It was in their backpack.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Had vent holes. Important to... Okay, I don't know about this. I don't know if the... So apparently this is a big thing, I guess. So this forum goes on and on and on. There's a bunch of people replying to it about how to take their turtle on a plane.
God,
I had no idea. I never thought. Yeah, sorry, I'm going down the turtle hole here, but I was very fascinated because I didn't think it was illegal to bring a turtle on a plane, and I was kind of surprised that he was, arrested. And he was arrested, or was he just missed his flight? He wasn't.
No, it just said he missed his flight and he was removed from the airport because it wasn't like an illegal turtle or anything. It's
it was a regular
those
turtle.
Slider ones. Those are like the most popular pet turtles that you can have. Aww. So he wasn't arrested or anything.
I kind of feel bad for this guy now. Like, I just don't see why, if you can have a cat on a plane in a carrier, why do they not allow turtles? I just don't understand that.
Because you're not putting the cat in your pants. Like, why would you?
Well, you don't have to, because you can bring it on. You can bring a cat on a plane, so you don't have to put it in your pants.
You can bring a turtle on a plane, apparently, so just don't stick it in your pants.
No, but I mean in the cabin of the plane. Why do they allow cats in a carrier in the cabin of the plane, and they wouldn't allow a turtle in the cabin of the plane?
That's what I'm saying. They may have.
That's what I'm saying.
Have tried to. They may have if he wouldn't have tried to just sneak it in his pants.
So, okay, I see what you're saying.
If he would have done it the proper way.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, what I just read is that most of the airlines do not allow it to be carried on. So he probably maybe already go through the process of asking.
Oh,
and they said, I'm sorry, no. You can bring it on the plane. We got to check it as cargo.
Right.
And obviously, when you have a pet, you bond with it, and you don't want it to be, thrown around like a piece of luggage.
Yeah.
that's in the base of a plane. So I just can't see. Is there a health reason? Is there a 5-inch turtle is not that big.
Right.
I mean,
see, that's what I was going to say. I think he would have been fine had he not wrapped it in the towel, because 5 inches is not enough to impress TSA. But once you wrap that in a towel and you get a more bulgy bulge down there, then they're like,
Yeah,
this ain't
exactly.
right.
No, exactly. That's weird. And then I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of different there's so many different other things I feel like I would have tried on that before the crotch. I mean, the crotch is just
right.
It's just not a good spot
put
to
it in your
hide
pocket
things
or something. I don't know.
And also, like, what's your end game here? It's not you're not going to ride with that the whole way in your crotch, right?
Yeah,
Turtle's
going to
move. Yeah, so at some point you have to. I guess you run to after you get through security, you run to the restroom and you take them out of your crotch.
Feel bad.
Like I try to figure out what the end game is here, and then where does
expecting to put so much thought into this. I thought we were just going to be like bing, bang, boom.
All right, you're sorry.
On.
You're sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. We're halfway through the podcast,
you
and we
sit
haven't
down,
gotten.
You're going to suffocate.
We haven't got past the turtle in the
turtle
crotch. All right. So here's the deal. Then I just have the headline. All I'm going to do is a headline, since we're talking about flying and we're talking about Florida, all this kind of stuff. Just the headline. That's it.
All right.
Flight forced to turn back. It was on its way to Miami.
Okay.
After man attacks flight attendants, swallows rosary beads.
Swallows rosary beads?
That's it. That happened the other day.
What?
Flight. Don't ask too many questions. Look, we already wasted too much time on the turtle thing. All of our questions time is done. You just have to imagine it for yourself and then move on from there. All right? Don't have time for this. Moving on to what the what. Let's go right on to what the what. Let's see what's going on in that today. We talked about this on the show. This is kind of crazy. How much would you pay for one single Cheeto? One single Cheeto. We talked about this on the show.
I mean, not a lot. I don't like them anyway, and I can't really, not supposed to have them.
What if it were shaped like Dolly Parton? Exactly like Dolly Parton. How much would you pay for it then? A 3-inch Cheeto with a perfect resemblance to Dolly Parton.
Like $5.
$5. I mean, that's a lot for a Cheeto, because you can get 200 Cheetos for $5 generally, right? Because you're talking about one single,
right?
One single one, right? This person just recently bought a single Cheeto that was shaped like a Pokemon Charizard. For just slightly over $87,000.
Okay. All right.
I mean, who? I just don't understand these types of things. What's
someone that doesn't have a girlfriend to spend the money on?
Well, yeah. I mean, where do these people come from that will pay $87,000 for a Cheeto shaped like a Pokemon character? And I just don't get it.
No.
Yeah, but it would happen.
Grandma always said they got more money than they got sense.
That's exactly right. Right. It's ridiculous.
My what the what comes from Australia.
Oh, boy.
Today.
What happened there?
We talked about this on the show this week, too. This feral pig.
Oh, yes.
A feral pig in Western Australia went on a drunken rampage after stealing and drinking 18 beers.
Oh, my God.
From campers at the De Grey River Rest area. So witnesses say that the pig ransacked the trash for food and beer before getting into a scuffle with a cow. They spotted the pig crunching beer cans in the middle of the night before it stumbled off, and it was last seen sleeping under a tree, probably nursing that hangover.
The greatest thing about this story is that it could be if you just changed feral pig
to Uncle Bob.
To the exactly. Uncle Bob.
Yeah.
It becomes a Florida story immediately. So, and tell me what it said. It said feral pig spotted.
Feral pig. So Western Australia went on a drunken rampage.
So Uncle Bob went on a drunken rampage
after stealing and drinking 18
beers from campers.
Witnesses say Uncle Bob ransacked trash for food before getting into a scuffle with a cow.
That's right.
I think my Uncle Bob did that one.
That's right.
Campers spotted Uncle Bob crunching beer cans in the middle of the night before he stumbled off.
Right. Probably wanted to recycle that, recoup some of the money.
Sleeping under a tree.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, right there. Immediately a Florida story. If you just change feral pig to Uncle Bob, that's what I love so much about that story. And I also love that. Like, how did pigs don't have thumbs? How is he chugging these beers? What's going on with this?
I'm
like, how is he getting it with the beer
shotgunning, like chomping it and shotgunning? No, they stole them. He stole
the beers,
a couple of packs of it.
That's wild.
But I had no idea that pigs love beer. Like, we actually Googled that. They actually love beer.
Oh, a lot of animals love beer because of the what do you call it? Is it barley or whatever it is it's made with? Kind of got a wheat taste or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
Like when I worked with horses, the horses really liked beer, and if someone smelled like beer or something, like the horse would be very interested in that person.
When did you work with horses?
Come on, I worked with horses for years. I drove carriages, horse-drawn carriages.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Remember
in St. Louis?
Back in the early 1800s. Yeah.
Right. With the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, exactly. We had to drive around this here. Now let's see if we can cross the Mississippi. Yeah. No, I did. I drove horse-drawn carriages in St. Louis for a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going through school, college, stuff like that to help pay my way. It was great. It was great while it lasted. I'll tell you what, that was a fun job. And working with horses was so much fun. It really was. And you got to meet all these different people. The questions, though, that you received, my two favorite questions I remember to this day, driving and down. Now, you may ask something like this. You've never been to St. Louis. Right. So maybe you've never seen it, but it is very interesting to me. We were riding right past the arch. You've seen pictures of the arch, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's huge, massive. It's tall. It's the tallest structure in St. Louis. So it's above sky rises, everything.
Right.
Person in the back seat is looking at it like, wow. And they ask me and says, now is that the real Gateway Arch? I was like, no, that's the little replica.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Replica,
Sorry, the big one's under.
So
yeah, exactly. It's just like what? What is the real Gateway Arch? Like we have this one down here that's just. That's how you could tell how unimpressed though they must have been with it overall.
Right.
They're like, God, this is
That's it.
This is your thing here.
That's what.
This is
what
it?
y'all literally put on everything. God, that and the Cardinals.
Exactly. That's right. That's exactly right.
Neither one of them are that impressive.
And then the second question that I like. This is my second favorite question. We were driving right along the Mississippi down there. Okay, and the Mississippi is when it passes through St. Louis. I would say, gosh, looks can be deceiving, but I was going to say maybe it's 100 to 200 yards.
Stuff.
Well, it loses a lot of stuff, mostly bodies. But anyway, no, but when it passes through St. Louis, it's maybe 100, 200 yards wide, I would say. It's not, I mean, you can see right across. It's not, you say dang, but a lot of rivers are that. It's just deceiving. They don't look as, if you were to try to swim across or run across, you'd be like, oh my gosh, this is really, really, really far.
It's like Florida to Cuba.
Yeah. But, it's not, you can see directly across it, right? I mean, it's not. Just imagine just looking across a football field. You could see,
Right.
So we're looking across it, and we're just driving along the street that's right next to the river. And the person's in the back, and they're looking at the river, and we're chatting about different stuff. And he says, now, which Great Lake is this? I'm like...
It's the Great Mississippi.
Yeah, I was like, that's a river. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I thought maybe the rushing flow of it may have given that away.
See an end?
Yeah, I thought maybe the fact that it was just a narrow line that would have helped with that. But
right.
I don't know. You get some crazy questions. You really do. You get some fun. Those are my two favorite questions.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Hey, let's see. Do you have anything else for that? For anything else you wanted to add to the pig story, or can we move forward? Because I got some stuff I want to share.
No, we're good.
I want to share some stuff with the kids.
Okay.
Luna has struggle's been a little bit real recently. She has fully committed to being a cat. Mm-hmm. And society is just supposed to accept it now that she is a cat. So she's going through this phase where she meows instead of answering questions. She is insisting.
It's a phase?
Better be a phase. Better be a phase. She's insisting on eating dinner on the floor. She insists on calling the toilet the litter box.
That's
I need to
what
go
I was
to the
about
litter
to say.
box.
What about the litter box?
Well, at least she's still the. I was going to say at least it's still the toilet. I swear, I was so worried. She's like, I got to go to the litter box. I was like, oh God. I was like, oh gosh, Bobby, pick up your book bag. I don't know where she's going. Thank God she went to the toilet. But
good.
So
That's
anyway,
good.
so yeah, so but it's all of it. So it's been all cat life, and I think it's because she's got into this super. Is it Super Cats or
Super Kitties?
Super
on
Kitties.
Disney?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Super
That's right.
Kitties, meow.
Meow. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah. And so she found that show and some games and stuff. And so now she's all cat like. So even like going to the store, she will be kind of, she'll walk around normal on two legs for a little bit, but then she'll get down on all fours. She'll like, and then she'll like go over to the shelf and like knock something off the shelf. I'm like, look, stop it. And she's like, I'm a cat
She's
daddy.
committed.
You have to meow if you want me to stop. And I was like, oh my God.
I
I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Meow. Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. And it's like, all right,
Not gonna
fine.
let
Meow.
anybody else
Meow.
know this, but
Yeah,
meow.
exactly. That's right. When anybody else is around, I'm like, no, you're going to listen to me and it's going to be
No,
respect.
you're
I'm not
not
going
a
to wait
cat.
for them to walk out. I'm like, meow. And then let it go. Come on, quick. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. And then, so that's what I'm dealing with right now in my life.
Well, I have got Jace, who is, I've got to weigh him because he was like 45 pounds at his 2-year checkup back in December. He's got to be at least in the 50s by now. But so we're doing swim lessons.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
right.
other day, he's doing pretty good. I mean, he's still kind of like dead fish in the water, like doesn't really want to kick his legs much.
It's
kind of freaks out when his ears
water's
go
so
under.
nice and warm in there. They just want to like relax.
Yeah, I know. And so we were in line and we're waiting to go in. And all of a sudden he comes up with this fun new game that he's going to do like his version of London Bridge through my legs. Except he's at this age now, at this height where he doesn't go through my legs without one of us giving.
Oh.
Right, like he's too tall to go straight underneath without ducking or anything like that, and so he refuses to squat,
So you have
and
to, like,
so
what,
he
jump?
just keeps
Or do you have to,
going
like,
back
lift
and
the
forth.
leg?
So
Like,
I
what do you
have to like
hop on?
awkwardly
Yeah.
just like lift my leg.
So that's what you're doing in the swim
I
school.
just turned the light. Oh, look at
What are
that!
you
I just
doing
turned the
over
light
there?
off.
Hey.
I just have to awkwardly lift my leg up, and he's doing this for like 5 minutes
Oh my
before
God.
the class, and I'm just like, okay, okay.
And there's other parents in the
trying to-
waiting room, by the way,
yeah,
around. There's other
in there.
people there.
I'm in a one-piece swimsuit, and I'm doing this. Like you can imagine, I've got shorts on now, so you can't see anything. But I'm in a one-piece swimsuit,
Yeah.
hoping to God that nobody sees, everything that's under there. But I was just like, buddy, okay. And then he gets in there. He was in one of those wild moods the other day. He was just like in there splashing.
Really?
And he's trying to, dump the cup on me that you're supposed to pour the cup over their head to. And he was
putting you
all
through it all,
out the other day. But London Bridge, playing that with him.
At least at least not in the ice somewhere. Like that would be dangerous
Yeah.
if you're doing it in a cold climate where there's
that's
ice. or something. That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
No,
No
that's kids. They're the craziest. What did Luna just did something else the other day too? That was kind of like that. That I remember she put me in like in jeopardy, in danger. What was it? It was was she swinging on me or something? I can't remember. But they make these choices where you're like. You're like you have to do some sort of like weird, awkward, thing, and it's
what side of your
chaos.
brain did you use for this?
Yeah, exactly.
Decision.
The cat side of the brain. All right, let's see. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about today. There is this one thing, and kind of the what makes you weird segment of things. I know we like to talk about. Obviously, we.
Yeah.
That's kind of what our show is about is keeping it weird. And
right.
Do you, okay. So you probably know I love chocolate, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's one of my biggest
dark
weaknesses.
chocolate.
Oh, dark chocolate. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And, a chocolate addiction, I feel like is a very real thing.
Yeah.
I do feel like I'm addicted to chocolate and that's why, and it didn't start as dark chocolate. It has become that because I had to find healthier options than
same.
You know what I mean? Like originally I did not want it. Now I'm like, oh, okay. Dark chocolate's great. And I try and go for the darkest possible, whatever, but I need that chocolate fix every day, just a little bit of it. And so like people talk about, okay, well, with chocolate, obviously you got to watch your saturated fats and having too much of it. You got to watch to make sure it doesn't have enough sugar. But the real threat that nobody talks about is when you have a chocolate addiction, you tend to, you take a little bit of chocolate with you or whatever, and you eat a little bit at a time, is spilling it just a tiny bit. And it doesn't take much. Mm-hmm. And if you spill that while you're eating and it falls down, and it gets anywhere on your seat or anywhere else it's going to go.
Becomes like a smudge.
It becomes a smudge on your butt is what it becomes. And the reason I bring this up is because now I have 3 pairs of pants. 3 pairs of pants that all have a chocolate stain right around my butthole. And it's not good. It's not a good look. And it doesn't come out easily. It doesn't come out easily. And I
wouldn't think so. Probably the darker, the harder it is to get out.
It's very difficult. So you can get like the main, but there's always like this little, like this it's this like remnant that's like just there to remind you forever. It's like, and to me, that is almost worse than the initial big chocolate smudge because now it looks like you're trying to hide that you had an accident earlier. Whereas like if you're walking around with it on you and people are like, oh, obviously that's on the outs, that's chocolate. Oh my gosh, that poor guy. But if you have washed it and it's like a faint thing that people, it's like, and it's in that area still. I feel so. Looks I had to get rid of 3 pairs. Basically, I had to get rid of 3 pairs of pants.
Did you really?
Well, I mean, what am I going to do?
You did not. Use some Shout. Get that out.
Use some Shout. Get that. Did you just? Are we sponsored by Shout now? And you're not telling me?
I don't know, but we could be.
Let's tag them. Tag them in this. See if we can.
No, seriously. Like anything. I've found like Jace gets stuff, questionable things all over his clothes. I use Shout on it and it like pulls it out. I mean, you just spray it on there, you wait a few minutes and then it just like starts pulling the thing out and then you throw it in the washer. Yeah. Yes.
I do not have that. I've never tried it, so I will. Okay.
You need to.
I'll have to do it.
That's always worked for me.
That's what every person with a chocolate addiction needs is some Shout.
Right.
Got to have it on standby 100% of the time. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that helpful tip.
Speaking of shorts, though, I need a little feedback from you on this because Jared was kind of busting my butt about this the other day.
All
because
right. I'm all ears.
We know that I don't wash my hair every day. Things like that. Like I do shower typically every day, but I don't wash my hair every day.
That's a pretty common thing, right? With
with women because
it's pretty big.
It's not like it strips the natural oils and stuff, and that's
like
the
they say not
that
for
use.
Guys to not. They say it's not healthy for everybody to wash their hair every day. Yeah,
right. That's the excuse that I use for it anyway. But anyway, my shorts have come into question now because I wore the same shorts 2 days in a row
Oh, that's not a big deal.
the other day.
Yeah.
And didn't even really think anything of it until we had gone to pick up the kids. And Jared was like, don't you think people are going to notice the same shorts from yesterday? And I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Like,
What people?
I changed. I thought he was talking about Jace because I had changed Jace and he was wearing, I was like, he's wearing different shorts. He's like, no, not him. I was like, wait, me? What? I'm like, I am wearing the same athletic shorts, but it's like, if you don't get super dirty,
No.
like,
I
can
think-
we agree on that?
Oh,
Is it
100%,
fine?
100%.
It's fine to rewear them without washing them.
I will rewear. It depends on what I do in them, obviously.
See,
yeah.
exactly. Like
But
if you're
yes,
going out walking or exercising or something, obviously I'm not going to wear them again.
Correct. But like just,
But-
especially if they're partial days, I will do
Yes.
partial days.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of like, okay, there's a 12-hour max time, I feel like, on most pairs of pants. But like if I start the day in something because I'm going to go play tennis or exercise, blah, 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 and I don't change into, these shorts until, after lunch
Right.
or something, then I can bring those back the next day. For at least part of the day, maybe
There you
even
go.
all of it, depends on what I did at that point. No, 100%. And also, nobody is going to notice.
I know. I can't tell you. I don't pay enough attention. I'm so worried
Yeah.
about myself. I don't pay
Nobody's
enough attention
going
to
to
what
notice.
everybody else is wearing. So I could be like, oh, Lori, you wore that one yesterday.
No,
okay.
exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
Michelle,
the
same
only
shirt
thing
as
people
yesterday.
the people notice like your hat because it's just a different. It's unique.
Right.
It's a very
Right.
unique hat, and like I've
Yep.
spent the majority of my time trying to figure out before you told me what it said. Like I can't read it. I don't know what it says.
Really? Yeah,
No,
it's her kind of like
No, it's like a signature, but it's like
sort of.
you can
Yeah.
never read stars'
Yeah.
signatures. So it's like I don't know what it, I was trying to figure out like what does that say up there. So people may do that, and if you wear the hat 2 days in a row, they may notice that, but they're not
Right.
going to notice your shorts.
Yeah.
Unless there's something really wild, like my mom wears, like with butterflies and
the floral
flamingos
prints and-
yeah. Like someone may notice that, but just standard
Yeah.
one color kind of whatever. I don't like sure no one's
Yeah, that's
ever gonna
all I
notice.
have.
Yeah.
I've got mostly black shorts. I do
Yeah.
have like a couple of blues,
Yeah.
but they're all very neutral.
Yeah, no, take it
standard.
from like Steve Jobs had it going.
Yeah.
He had like that same outfit all the time.
Right.
It's like
Zuckerberg does too.
like so many big powerful people. They just like okay, just it's kind of same kind of outfit because you don't have time
Yeah.
to worry about that.
Right.
Takes-
You got time to
Yeah.
worry about that. You got to go make money.
Gotta go make some money. That's right. So yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I
Okay,
would not
good.
worry about that any bit. Well, no, if your husband is going to leave you because of it, then just change your shorts. I mean, don't be like it's fine. We're getting divorced because Streeter said.
But I feel
Then he agrees with my
like
shorts.
any conversation or disagreement like that is
Yeah.
always a good indication of who does the laundry in the house.
Yes.
Because had it been Jared,
Yes.
wearing the same shorts, it'd be like,
That's true.
thank you, babe. I really didn't want to do the laundry.
Do the laundry again. Exactly. That's so true. You're right. That's so true. That's very true. And in our house, we all do our own laundry. We're all
Right.
responsible for our own. So that's kind of the primary reason I'm like, no, I can reuse
Yeah.
that. I can reuse that.
But
I don't
see,
want
if Brittany was doing your laundry, would you feel different about it? Would you be like Jared and just change 3-4 times a day?
No, I still don't think I would. I don't think
Really?
I would. And the biggest reason is because I really there's like, I've got my favorite pairs.
Yeah.
I've got my favorite pairs of shorts and my favorite shirts and stuff like that. So it's like if I can wear them longer without any interruption, and they
Right.
and like they're good right after they're broken in for like a couple hours anyway. So like I
Yeah.
like it's like pizza. I like it better the second day. Like then it's broken into my weight. They're more comfy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
so
like even if you're
they're-
bloated, you can
yeah.
still slide right on in there.
Correct. But when they're right out of
Yeah.
the dryer and the washer, you're like, ugh, did I
I know. Like, wait a
what
minute.
is this
I didn't
here?
eat that much
Yeah.
chocolate last
No,
night.
Exactly. So I prefer second day clothes. Actually,
Yeah.
I think it's something that people don't recognize enough and give a shout out to and
I think so.
appreciate enough. So
Good.
All right, we got to go. I'm looking at the clock. I've got to run.
Yeah.
It's as always, it's been fun. It has been real. It has been really weird.
Real weird.
We've talked about turtles in your crotch and butthole stains. So I think we've
Drunk pigs,
Uncle Bob, and cats. I mean, you can't. We've had a lot of animals in this show, actually. We should see if we can get someone to sponsor a pet store. Maybe a pet store. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, a pet show. We'll see. Maybe we can get our show on Animal Planet. All that. We'll talk about all the crazy stuff. All right. Hey, thank you for listening. Thank you for following us on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, at Flip and Streeter Make It Weird, wherever you get your podcast. Share it with somebody else. Share it with one other person today. That is my challenge to you. So that way you're not the only miserable person in the world that has to listen to this whole thing. You share it with one other person. You can help spread that a little bit.
Maybe May Estes.
Tag May in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tag May in here and see if she can. Yeah. See if she can sit through this whole thing. Is basically what I was going to say. See if she can, she gets an award. All right, we got to go. Be weird. How do we end this? I forgot. We're real friends. We're
you
real
already
life.
messed it up. It's fine.
Did I miss? No, we're real friends. This is our real life, and I think we did a pretty good job of keeping it weird. Bye.